We got a woman in a shop.
We do. We were having a debate the other day.
Yeah.
About this is a woman's obviously scared of cats. A
Yes.
cat ran in, and you called being afraid of cats a disease.
It is.
You
It's
said
a disease.
It's a disease.
It's a disease.
I said it's a phobia.
Yeah.
You said a phobia is a disease.
Well, I just said it makes a person not at ease. So
Maybe
it's
a
disease.
disorder.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
disease.
It's
yeah,
a disease.
it's a disease. Yeah, it is. What's it called? Alluriophobia or something?
Something like
It
that,
is a
yeah.
phobia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm scared of her scream.
Yeah. Wow.
That's my phobia.
Absolutely.
You have any phobias?
No.
No?
None that I can think of.
Hmm.
I mean, the things I don't like.
Yeah, but that's not a phobia.
Yeah, but there's nothing that'll make me like screech and run out of a room.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no. Ain't got none.
Yeah, maybe you just haven't come across it yet.
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see what's next.
Look at that pile of phone. Whoa!
Oh,
Accidental hot girl hug.
Yeah. You know what's happening here is they're about to do the training. You know, outside of hairdressers or beauty salons or whatever, they always do training.
Yes.
And they get the staff to dance.
That's
and
why he's holding their phone.
yeah, exactly. And they're not allowed to have their phones at that time, so he's just collecting them all. But yeah, that was a good save.
You got accidental
Yes.
triple hugged.
Nice.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Oh well, let's move on from that.
I don't know what to say about
There's
that.
nothing you can say. This is hilarious. By the way, don't worry, this isn't real. This is a training exercise.
But in the middle of the day,
Yes.
in a hospital, in public.
They do this often.
Yes.
And that's because, sadly, there are a lot of attacks at hospitals, specifically against the doctors
Yeah.
and nurses.
Yes.
We've personally seen the aftermath.
wanna talk
Yeah,
about
it's
that.
horrible. So,
Actually, almost current math.
yeah,
It was kind of just happening
Yes.
when we saw this.
yeah, exactly. It was really horrible.
We basically, we saw the blood being washed away from a hospital
Yeah.
where, was it 8 nurses were stabbed to
yeah,
death?
eight. And it was just around the corner from where you
Yeah,
lived.
yeah.
And we went, there was like blood everywhere. We're like, what's going on? Anyway, since I used to train doctors, I knew about this a lot. Doctors do get targeted because what will happen is a doctor will treat a patient and the patient will die. And then the family will blame the doctor for not doing a good enough job and come seek revenge.
Yeah.
And this is tied into bribery and all sorts of things too. So it's understandable if you understand the culture. Anyway, because you have a lot of these stab incidents
play it. It goes on
at
for a
hospitals, you have to have these training every once in a while to make sure the security guards can stop a stabby guy, right?
Yeah.
But this particular one is quite funny. Here
They're
comes the
probably all
hero.
quite funny.
Yeah, here comes the hero.
Yeah, I love the hero. I think the hero really getting in there. I love how it's in the middle of the day with like people just watching on the balcony.
Yes, he falls over. The guy with the shield's a hoot.
Yeah, watch the guy with the shield. He's the best.
Yeah, he puts his helmet back on. Here he comes. I'm gonna get ya. I'm gonna get ya.
Gonna get you. Gonna get you.
Well, there goes his helmet again. Oh, let me get my helmet. Oh, whoa. Dude, this guy sucks. Is he drunk?
I don't know.
I mean, look at him. He's like, oh,
Is he drunk?
doesn't he look like what a
does
drunk
look kinda
person
drunk.
would do?
I feel like I would
like-
do that.
Yeah, if I was,
drunk.
I feel like he's gotta be drunk.
Oh yeah, Baijiu at lunch. They do that a lot.
Yes, that's true.
They drink hard liquor at lunch sometimes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. What's he gonna do? There he goes again. Oh, there goes his helmet again. Dude, can you learn about a helmet strap?
He doesn't know.
Yeah.
He doesn't know about a strap.
His other two friends know.
He's a strapping young lad. He looks like an old man.
Yeah.
He looks like malnourished.
What
I just
is
thought
going
this
on?
is sad.
Is that?
It's one
Yeah,
of
little
those
dog.
moving-
Oh, the
he
moving.
just wants to get pet.
Yeah. Oh, that is kind of
It
sad.
makes me sad. I want to pet that poor dog.
Yeah.
This is an Ultima driver.
Yes.
He's delivering, but he's showing off, and he
Well-
hits a button. He lost all the delivery.
Yeah. Don't show off, bro.
Oh my goodness! So this is what's been happening in China on the lighter
Yeah.
side of things. China makes stunning accusation about which country should be blamed for the COVID outbreak. You guys probably remember the White House puts a thing about COVID origins, which
Yes.
is very welcome. Congratulations to the White House for doing that. Finally, someone's talking about the fact that COVID came from China,
Yeah.
from Wuhan, from the freaking lab
Where
right?
it was
That-
being, invented or
Yes.
whatever.
So China
Yeah.
puts this out. This is just hilarious. They put out a white paper, and it blames. I'm not going to make you sit through it.
Yeah.
it blames the U.S. for the origin of COVID.
Of course, because they can't lose face. They're like, oh, you say it comes from us? Nuh-uh, it came from you.
I'm so tired of not just what China's doing because they can't admit what happened. I'm so tired of people that look at this like some sort of shouting match where it's like, oh, like both sides can't admit it, or like both sides are upset about this, or both sides got to be right. No. One side did it, and one side didn't do it.
Yes.
One side lost 1 million people to another country's mistake.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Again, people like to get mixed up. I made a video about this. They get mixed up in like American domestic politics, and they'll start pointing fingers at Fauci and gain of function and vaccinations and all this.
And that's a different conversation.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Let's just say there's some evil masterminds wanted to develop this horrible thing. So they go to China, to this lab, and they're like, let's develop this together. Because China was already developing this stuff. They were already researching gain of function. They were already researching the coronaviruses from the bats. We know they were doing that anyway. But like, let's say these guys went and they paid
Let's say
China
it's the worst version of what everyone
Yeah,
thinks.
the worst version. Let's say these horrible like backdoor guys, they go there and they're like, let's make this gain of function. Haha. And they pay China, or they like fund the Chinese lab to do it. The Chinese lab is the one where it leaked from. China's the one that covered up the spread of it and the outbreak.
And then blamed it.
Yeah, so I liken it to if you paid somebody to build a house for you, okay, and they build the house, you move in and it collapses on you and kills your family. It's not your fault. You paid for the guy to do it. It's the guy who didn't do the good job, who didn't put the right load-bearing structures in, the guy who didn't follow the safety regulations.
Yeah, and it's almost actually malicious on top of that, because China, if you guys don't remember, they let their citizens leave, but not travel domestically.
Yes.
Because they knew it was transmitting and killing people like left and right.
And at the same time convinced the WHO to tell everyone there was no human-to-human transmission when they knew there was already. Anyway, we've gone through this a lot of times. China's the one at fault here, and it's kind of not secure.
I just wanted to show that their own website's not, their government website is not secure.
Of course.
That's great, guys. Just remember, the Wuhan Institute of Virology was right here, 7 miles away from the outbreak in the Huanan seafood market, okay?
Yes.
Can we just remember that?
Of course.
It's the lab that made a virus that came from bats, that spread to humans, that operated like COVID did. Can we just end it there?
It's simple.
Thank you, White House.
Everybody knows.
Putting that website up, and it's linked below in case you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Can we move on?
Let's move on.
Actually, can we make China answer for this?
Actually, yeah, let's not move on. Let's rewind a little bit. Let's go back and say, China, you know, like all my dead relatives and the people that died and everything, you're kind of at fault here. Let's get some
Chinese government,
Let's get some compensation.
Yes.
You know, you got to take the blame.
Yeah.
You can't just get away scot-free. It's got to be done.
It reminded me of something, because I think people forget, even though COVID is so recent, China's done such a good job of like covering its tracks. I want to play some COVID memories.
Okay, let's do a quick COVID memory, guys.
Just one today. Remember when China did this to millions of people?
Yep.
They locked them into metal boxes, and some of them starved to death because they weren't allowed to.
One of the most traumatic things in modern history, and people have just forgotten about it.
Yeah.
We won't let you forget, don't worry.
I remember you left my spirit, with you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we...
This is actually going to be a mini documentary.
Yes. This is just like they're being attacked by excavators.
They'd be like, no, you come to the fire now.
Right.
Singing Bible songs. And it said, no, Speed Racer, no! And it had pictures of our scooters.
Yeah, you're not a peeping Tom who's out in public who should be actually just thrown in jail.
We pretend like we had a boombox. We like push a rock or something. Like, okay, Harvester of Sorrow.
Oh, boy.
Just a little bit earlier on, they're just asking for kisses and stuff.
Yeah, now it's just full-on harassment.